Hello everyone, Praise Good here, and welcome back to more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, a series where I play Mario Kart, kind of just yapping and nonchalantly drop some history lore on you guys. So before we go into the first track, I want to draw attention to, well, for a little bit here, I'm going to draw attention to a handful of things that are available here that you can and can't do before we get into the actual cups. This is just only going to last for like 2 or 3 more videos beyond this. So, first thing is the thing that was added when the final DLC tracks were added to the game is a music listener. Mario Kart 8 had, like, almost every track has a unique piece of music for it, and all of the track's musics, almost every single one, is iconic in some fashion. And people will, oddly enough, look at some of these and go, "Oh yeah, that is my favorite. That is my favorite track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That is my favorite track in Mario Kart as a whole." So you can play all the music you want to. Now I'm not going to do it because we will hear it, although faintly, we'll hear it throughout the series. Also, that is the hardest hit pose you get for just music. Anyway. Single player Grand Prix, and let's see, who are we playing for the first half of the video? Boop. 22. So first half of the video, again, this is 8, 16. Great. I don't super, like, very heavyweight characters. I have to play very specific carts to even be functional. I did mention at the end of the last episode that if you do something right, you can unlock Gold Mario instead of as a skin choice for Metal Mario. Oddly enough, that is the only unlockable character, is a skin for Metal Mario. Now let me look here, because I'm going to go to the cart I go to when I'm playing as a heavy character, and find something somewhat close. Actually, let's go with this one, because I very rarely see this cart, and I very rarely use this one. And we can mess around with gliders, just kind of. Actually, I kind of like the very basic cart. So we're starting off with the flower. We're gonna go to the flower cup. This has a very iconic level that I'll tell stories about it when we get there. But let's go. Let's start from the start, okay? With Mario Circuit. Now we're in Flower Cup and we got Mario Circuit. Tracks are gonna get a little even more unique looking. And even more fun. Like, this track actually is a stage in Super Smash Bros. This is the very iconic track, and this teaches you the most about anti-gravity sections. So maybe I'll talk more about intricacies with anti-gravity here. Also, I love the ship because it does it. Also, every character in the game has a unique horn honk. When you have no items and you press the item button, you honk your horn. All it really does is make a funny noise. It makes a funny noise, and it scares the other races. Oh yeah, I have a mushroom for a change. I could take that shortcut, but I'm going to preserve this mushroom because I'm about to start front running. So yeah, this track is 50%. This track is 50% anti-grav, if not 60%. Because we're currently underneath where we started the race. Great. Well, I'm going to use the mushroom here to get a speed boost away from my competition. So the mushrooms in this course, you would want to cut through these sections with the piranha plants. That's where you make up lost speed for the shortcuts. Every track, even tracks from like the Super Nintendo era, which we'll start seeing those in the latter half of this. Every single track has some kind of shortcut you can use. I'm just gonna hold out my banana here. By the way, hold your item button to hold the item behind you. I never mentioned that when I talked about holding items behind you, so that's not me. That's my bad. I have 2 bananas. I will not get hit by direct attacks, or by homing attacks, rather. Oh, hey, what am I? Oh, I thought that was my mushroom. Never mind. But yeah, dang it, I was talking about something somewhat prophetic, and I lost it. Oh, I should say, because I'm avoiding some things. So, in Mario fashion, there are certain enemies that if you hit them, you'll spin out and get hurt. Goombas are much easier to avoid, but there's some enemies that will actually chase you, like the piranha plants you see that you'll see popping out pipes here. They will actually reach out and try and hit you. That's why I'm kind of swinging wide on a lot of these turns, not just because of my traction style. And another banana. And there would a bullet bill underneath, which we probably will not see the bullet bill unless a bonus video idea comes to fruition. But yeah, piranha plants will reach out and try and grab you. And actually, they do. That does extend to. That idea also does extend to an item in this game you can get, which is a piranha plant, which will chomp in front of you, giving you minor speed boosts for anywhere from if you let it do its thing automatically for 10 seconds or about 6 seconds if you're constantly mashing the attack button. Same ground covered regardless. Piranha plants will also defend you from in the front from anything while it's active. And bite any opponents. But we also did see the bullet bill. The bullet bill is the biggest catch-up mechanic in the game. The game literally drives for you and drives you at 3 times the speed you normally drive and says, look, you're failing super hard. Let's get you back in the race. It has an automatic cutoff point too, so. So this track, this is a story time track. This is Toad Harbor. Toad Harbor, dear boy. This track is synonymous with how I got to know, I'm going to say 20 of my good friends, but I could be wrong on this. This track is kind of where I think a lot of my online friend... I just now noticed the Statue of Liberty is Princess Peach. How long have I played this track and just now noticed that? Knowing a lot of the friends I do now, I think this track is kind of where all of that started. Toad Harbor is a track that is one of the 2 tracks that's associated with a group of friends that I had a collaborative channel with for a little bit. Not my brainchild, by the way. I had a collaborative channel with and posted stuff where we kind of just reduced, more for the most part, kind of reduced ourselves to just kind of a friend group of Puddle Plains. Puddle Plains HD, I believe, which we'll see what the reference to Puddle Plains in due time. You're getting so much lore drops, by the way. And how I got to be part of it, I'm not going to bounce off it. Dang it. Well, I'm going to bounce off it, but not the way I want. How I got to be part of Puddle Plains was a very rare quality I have of incessant nagging. Now, I should say rare quality. A rare trait that I never exercise. I am very reserved. But when this game was hot and first coming out, I broke my own like normal what am I call it? I broke my normal how I function pattern, my normal brain functionality. Sorry, my head started itching. I had to start stretching my head. How my brain normally functions, I broke that and incessantly asked one person I was sort of friends with at the time. I think it was it Tamal? Some of you know Tamal. I've done a handful of things with him. It was either Tamal, Slim Kirby, or Odin Spack 33. One of those 3 people. And I want to lean more toward being Slim Kirby or Tamal 9. Drop a bomb! I saved myself somehow! That is the riskiest bomb I've ever dropped, by the way. Hottest bomb dropped 2025. Don't ever say those words again, Scooter. But yeah, Toad Harbor holds a special place in my heart. Well, it's one of the 2 courses holds a special place in my heart because it got me to know a lot of the people I know. Now, today I was not prepared for that. It got me to know and hang out with a lot of the people I know today. Oh, of the group Puddle Plains or Puddle Plains HD, where we have an awkward fascination specifically with Donkey Kong 64 and the Donkey Kong anime. Oh, I didn't get hit the last second. That would have been funny. So yeah, this course, Puddle Plains. Love the homies. I mentioned 3 people there. There are, like I said, there's 20 of us. And I could sit here and ramble off the list of names. And I guarantee you I would forget some people. So I'm just going to cut myself short there. And just say, a lot of us are really cool people. I will, if I remember to, I'm going to write a note when I put the timestamps in for all these videos, by the way. I will put a note to be like, I'll actually put a card in the upper right that says, hey, here is our channel, which is now defunct and debunked, which kind of leads to all of us as a group. God, I love those people. Again, with Twisted Mansion, and Twisted Mansion kind of ad track, but it's literally Luigi's Mansion track, by the way. But anyway, or the token or the token Boo Spooky House track we have. But anyway, like, a lot of the people in that group, you know, I've grown to be really good friends with. I've gone to meet those people on several occasions. I'm not going to post any of the pictures I've taken with them because a handful of them are people who would rather not have their face shown online, but we'll still take group photos for the memory thing. So I'm not going to post pictures of them. If they want to say, "Oh, hey, that's me," cool. Sound off in the comments. I love you guys. So you guys get. Oh, I almost got hit by that. You guys get full rights to say. You guys get the full rights to name drop yourselves. And I'll know who you are because I know these people. So if you try and name drop yourself as I'm probably HD, I will find you. I will hurt you, and I will take your lunch money and your left shoe and that gummy worm you've been hanging on to for a few days. Actually, you should probably throw that out. It's getting kind of crusty. But back on track and not trying to be haha funny for the sake of being haha funny. I love these people. Like, every single one of them, I love them. They've become, it's going to sound like a bad terminology, but I do mean it endearingly. They've kind of have become my extended family that I've chosen. A couple of them are more closely related families, so to say, but these Puddle Plains have basically become my extended family, the family I've chosen. Like how a lot of people nowadays will say friends are the family you choose. Puddle Plains is my family. Is my extended family I've chosen. All right, dropping the banana because I see that coming from behind me. I'm gonna see if I can't eke out a air horn out of this. Nope. All right, defend myself from nothing, by the way. But I'm gonna defend myself. I like how my rival changed from Pink Gold Peach to I think Koopa Troopa. Oh, come off of it, man. Metalhead Mario can only move so fast. Are you done? Oh. That somehow didn't go after me. It went on the wrong track. Yes, that's the thing that can happen sometimes. It's like these courses that have split tracks or choose your split in the track, which I always pick the same split in the track. Like I have a problem where I always pick the same split in the track every single time. Like if a homing item picks the wrong track to chase you down, you just don't get hit by it. It'll get in front of you, it'll keep going, and it'll hit like halfway around the track in front of you, and then it'll just fizzle out. This counts for everything that homes. Which that means red shells and blue shells. The only two things I think of off the top of my head, but there's probably more. God. And I don't want this video to be like all me talking about everything done in Puddle Plains, but like it might be for a bit until we get back to our origin story video for them. But at least back when Mario Kart 8 first came out and kind of when I started coming out of my hole, which I talked about, talked about my hole, my rut story again last video. There's a lot of times just after doing whatever little content work I did at the time, because good lord, for the same amount of content I give you guys every single week and then some, I used to do a quarter of the work. Get bodied, nerd. I used to do like a quarter to a 16th of the work for every video. Like, if you think anything I'm doing right now is low budget, it used to be much worse. And people who watch the Breath of the Wild series can tell you that, can see right where that turning point is, where the budget, where my work ethic really spiked up and ramped up. Aha, get bent, nerd. There's a shortcut on the right there, we probably won't see. Blooper, we haven't talked about. I'll go back to story time in a minute. So Blooper, it mainly blocks your vision. Introduced in Mario Kart DS. But because of Mario Kart DS, it really wasn't a detriment because you could literally just use the bottom screen to drive like a very archaic Mario Party and avoid obstacles that way. Like, if I ever play Mario Kart DS, I'll explain this again, but like, if I ever got hit by a blooper in Mario Kart DS, I would literally just stop looking at the top screen, look at the bottom screen, and race off of that alone. Until the effect went away. But blooper, it blocks your vision, and it's random how much of your vision it blocks. Anyway, I'm gonna try and take the upper path here. Too low. Shoot, and I dropped my item too. That's bad. I don't think you need an item to hit that, but it would help. I'm choking on purpose. But yeah, like the first time I got hit with this blooper, I had 3 splashes on my screen. Toad is somewhere behind me. Oh, Toad is literally right behind me. Hey, he used the drift mechanic, which I don't know if I'll get a chance to show. I didn't hit it. The drift mechanic is a mechanic that's been introduced in an earlier Mario Kart. It's actually kind of advanced for when it was introduced, but it keeps going to this day where you can get behind somebody, and if you're following their lines, for lack of a better term, if you're following their lines or their trail for long enough, you can get a burst of speed for an extended period of time because you stayed behind them for X amount of minutes. And the boost is almost equivalent to a pink level spark boost. So you will probably only see that tactic used a lot more online than offline like I am right now. But the mechanic is pretty broken and really kind of gives you a leg up if you're good at following somebody else's lines, which is harder than it sounds because everybody has a different way their cart handles and a different top speed. A lot of things, and also the minor rubber banding that comes in the game with, if you're in first place, you don't move as fast as somebody in fourth, and somebody in fourth doesn't move as fast as somebody in 10th, I think. Somebody can correct me on that in the comments if that's the case. Oh, the last track. I never talked about Shy Guy Falls, by the way. Shy Guy Falls, I do love this track. Like, it's not as... I don't love this... When it comes to base Mario Kart 8, I don't love this track as much as Sweet Sweet Canyon was, but I do still love this track. Well, get past again, nerd, while I hold this mushroom and taunt you with it. Oh, God. I love these. I love these little things. So something else I didn't talk about. I want to talk about now, and it's on my mind right now. Barring that we don't see origin story of Puddles explained. The thing that I want with the music that I didn't try to touch to is also at the time of my content creation journey is right about the time Nintendo got weird about their content. Everybody who's been on YouTube for longer than 10 years knows what that means. But to explain it, if Nintendo detected any of their music at all in a game, and I mean any music that was primarily theirs, they went, "Hey, that's ours. So any money you can make on that video, that's ours too. But here's this affiliate program you can submit your video to, and we can improve it through that way. So you make at least 6 cents for every dollar we make." A lot of us didn't like it. Some of us just slugged through it. I was one of the people that slugged through it and went through that whole system. Thankfully, about 3 years after that happened and the Wii U died, right about the time the Wii U died, 2 years later, Nintendo stopped doing that because they realized it was hurting their brand. Anyway, random character. 6. Mario to Mario communication. I think Tanuki Mario is a light medium weight. Again, introduced in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe base. Let's see, so let's just pick the Honey Coop. And for a glider, let's pick something that, yeah, you know what, is a little more befitting of the Tanuki. It is here. I'm just going to call this video Puddle Plains. This video is just called Puddle Plains. I don't care. I do not care anymore. This video is called Puddle Plains. You in the comments wagging your finger like, you shouldn't call every video you make this one thing. I'm calling this one Puddle Plains. Screw you. Anyway. We'll be able to get to this. We'll get part 2 of Puddle Plains in a minute. But first, Dry Dry Desert. This track is actually, I think, my favorite Double Dash track. Wario Coliseum actually might be higher than it. But from what we can play right now, I love Dry Dry Desert. Also, isn't this... Someone in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't this like a reference to Paper Mario? Like one of the very few references in proper Mario Kart. Mario Kart canon. I hate how I say canon. In proper Mario canon. Oh, hey, the air boost that I was mentioning before. In Mario canon, I think this is like the only time they had mentioned that, what is it? I think it's the only time that Paper Mario is referenced in some capacity. Also, you can trick off these obelisks. Actually, one of my friends who's, we'll say affiliated, I don't talk with him as much, although we get along. Tanuki Mario is one of my friends, Alan Edgehead. It's his default character he races as in this game. Aha! Fool! I have bananas! I only have one banana left, so I'm gonna have to time my next drop. But I have bananas! So he uses Tanuki Mario almost exclusively. Sometimes he'll use other characters just as a, man, I'll get to talk about some of my friends and like their default characters too. I'm going to love this series because this is like, this series is going to let me just yap and yap and yap. And I think I'm going to love this series. It's going to be short-lived, so it's going to make me upset. But I get to just yap a lap about this game constantly. And I'm going to love it. So a mechanic I'm not using as much, and maybe one of the later videos, if I feel like it deserves being talked about, I'm getting a shout out. One of the mechanics that I'm not really using right now, but we'll see later on, is braking. Braking while drifting. Braking while drifting specific. Iframe cancellation. Let's go. Braking while drifting. If you're taking a drift turn and you realize, oh, I'm swinging too sharp or I'm swinging too wide, I really wish I could quantify what exactly it means specifically. Also, going straight through the middle of mushrooms is the biggest shortcut here. And also coming up here at this sand pit. If you have a mushroom, you can cut through a majority of that sand pit with mushroom. Don't go through the middle here without a mushroom because you will just meet a piranha plant who's acting like an antlion and die. Anyway. Also, if you take this turn coming up here on the right hella sharp, right there through those palm trees, that is a major shortcut because you circumvent this. Good. I have to try and outrace a blue shell right now. Throw it back. Hey, I outraced the blue shell. Go me. That is one hell of a shortcut there. And now we get to the thing I was talking about incessantly about 7 minutes ago. Donut Plains 3 from Super Mario Kart. Or, as we in Puddle Plains have been known for calling it, and was the reason why we're called Puddle Plains HD, it's Puddle Plains. We give almost every track a unique nickname, and I have forgotten so many of the nicknames as time has gone on. But this, if it's not Toad Harbor, Donut Plains 3 is our home turf as a group. We love coming here because we're all old people who, well, most of us are. There actually is a handful of us who are not over 30, strangely enough. But we are all old heads that grew up in this era of Mario Kart when it first came out. So we come here and we kind of have an ages tour of games going on here. We fall in love. We pick this course by default almost every time it pops up. Almost every time anyway. Because it kind of just reminds us of simpler times. Even today, like back when we first started playing Mario Kart 8, because it came out, this is still base Mario Kart 8. When we do play Mario Kart, when we get a chance to play Mario Kart 8 together, we play this because it kind of reminds us of our older times and how we initially played games. Man, and now I'm gonna sit here getting myself all teary-eyed because like, just nights like somebody streaming, us just hanging out in a call on Skype over Discord at the time, just hours and hours, 4 to 5 hours a night when Mario Kart 8 first came out, and even later on, 4 to 5 hours a night, just Mario Kart, forget my French, Mario Kart 8, and just constant bullshitting with each other for hours and hours on end. Here, have a shell. Oh, I missed my timing. Just as the band Skillet has said in a song, those nights. Remember when we used to sit all night in front of the TV in front of the dark room lit by a TV light? Through all the hard times of my life, those nights kept me alive. And unironically, those lyrics kind of hit close to home for me. Because if I didn't have that group of people and those nights in front of my computer screen or TV playing Mario Kart 8 with them, things would have been a little darker in current timeline standards. I'm not entirely sure if I would still be here, as morose as that topic is. Anyway, trying to get things a little more lighthearted. I'm still gonna choke up a minute here while I think about the things I've just uttered into the world. Peach Raceway, Royal Raceway. God, I can't remember. This is this, for the longest time, was my favorite retro track. I think, unless I'm remembering wrong, base Mario Kart 8, this is my favorite retro track. I love this course. The Sakura blossoms everywhere. The air balloons in the air reminding me of Mario Kart 7's Windmill Valley or Windmill Village, something like that. Or Deutschland. Not Deutschland. The Dutch Hills. Like, this is my favorite retro track. At least for a while it was. We'll get to my actual favorite retro track in due time. Still to this day, my favorite retro track. And I can't remember if it was a DLC for the original Mario Kart 8, or if it was DLC, or if it was added for Deluxe, or if it was DLC for Deluxe. Anyway, shortcut on the left here if you have a mushroom. Not a big shortcut, but it is a shortcut. You can also take this turn super sharp for a shortcut. And this infamous jump from the N64, which when you land did this thing called the double pumper. Me and my adopted brother used to say. If you time the jump off of that ramp just right in the N64 game, you land, you bounce hard twice, the double pump. It has no significance other than us giving it a funny name. Oh boy, here comes pain. Oh, okay, I didn't get doubled up on. Actually, I don't know if we'll ever see it come up, but while it's on my mind, I think I'll talk about it really quick. Is that lightning kind of got nerfed in this game, in later entries of Deluxe, like almost the last patch of Super Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Lightning bolts used to be that whenever they hit you, they would act like any other item. It would knock you out of the sky. If you get hit by a lightning bolt while hang gliding like this, all it would do is it would just oh, let me get that. Yeah, boost, baby. Ooh, brake turn. I was going a little too fast for my own good. Like, it used to be if you got hit by lightning off a turn like that, off a hang gliding jump like that, it would just knock you out of the sky, drop you into the lake, Lakitu, computer Lakitu or AI Lakitu, however you want to put it, would pluck you out of the water and put you back on the track. You'd lose about 5 seconds, no matter what track it was on. They changed it in one of the last patches for this game, where lightning just minimizes you if you're hang gliding and gives you the speed reduction, but doesn't actually hurt you. DK Jungle Ball! That's funny. Like, I'm going to ruin timelines, but I only just recently beat Donkey Kong Country Returns for the first time and recorded for a Sunday only series, which you get to see that in about 4 years' time. Oops. But I only beat this game just recently, and man, Donkey Kong Country Returns, this track, the DK Jungle Ball, kind of the trifecta Puddle Plains. Because we have an unhealthy relationship with Donut Plains 3 and Donkey Kong Country 64, or Donkey Kong as a whole, and, well, just Donkey Kong. We make no damn sense in this group, do we? Anyway. But yeah, now I can kind of drive through this course after just now beating Donkey Kong Returns for the first time and not ruining it for myself. And man, this is a bit of whiplash, because like I get to see this course for the first time. Anyway, shortcut, risky, but a shortcut right there. Oh, that's another thing with Blooper that I did talk about that I kind of got sidetracked on. So Blooper, you can get rid of the ink stain early by doing one of 3 things: getting a speed boost, speed panel speed boost, going into water, and making yourself invincible. There's one more thing that gets rid of it early. I think it's really only 2 things: hitting one of these orange speed panel boosts, or using a mushroom. I guess that's the 2 ways, or take a nice dip in the drink. That's it. That's the only way it gets rid of it. Now, something that can happen here is, I'm going to just do this for demonstration's sake. There's a path here if you get knocked out of the sky. You still have a way to race on. But yeah, this shortcut right here, pretty easy to do. Oh, that's the other thing. But if you get bloopered, it also makes you control a little more slipperier. I mean, you are covered in oil, so you're not going to handle as tightly as you are used to or did before. I don't draw attention to it a lot, but I feel like I should say, like, if you see me drive around something, I'm avoiding it because it just hurts you. Like the frogs that we never see. Now, that scream is from Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga specifically. funny. Reusing sound bits. Also, it's kind of funny that we're probably not going to hear much more Mario after this unless the number of generators says otherwise. Because, like, this is probably Charles Martinet's most known role as Mario because everybody plays goddamn Mario Kart. So, we probably won't hear much more Mario beyond today. Yeah, maybe if we get Mario one last time, or Baby Mario, or Wario, or Waluigi, or two of the babies, or there's actually a lot of times we'll probably hear Mario still. But yeah, I guess today's video called Puddle Plains. We literally just kind of just went off on a tangent about one of the larger group of friends I know, and one of the groups of friends that are probably some of my most cherished friends to this day. And though not all of us are content creators, a lot of us still are familiar with the gig and still love to be friends with each other. So I'm going to try and pop that. I'm trying to remember to pop that card up once again, but if you want more people that'll play Mario Kart and just kind of BS playing Mario Kart like I am, pop over to them, see what they got. You probably are very familiar with at least one of those people in that list, if not multiple. But again, those people, some of the best people I know in my life. Anyway, with that being said, everyone, thank you so much for watching this oddly sentimental episode of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Come back next time when hopefully I won't gabble on and on about it. I'll see you folks then. Take care.